Did you know that one of the best ways to maintain your physical and your emotional well being is not with the things that's in your medicine cabinet? So let me say that again. Did you know that the best way to maintain your physical and your emotional well being is not with the things that's in your medicine closet? Or your medicine cabinet. And I know that might sound weird or it might sound crazy because what you're used to doing, honestly, is always going towards your medicine cabinet anytime you have some type of physical mishap, or if you have a headache, or if your body feels some type of way, the first thing you do is you go to your medicine cabinet. But I want to show you today that there is a much better way, there is a more powerful way in order to start moving your life in a better direction when it comes to your physical health and when it comes to your emotional well-being. All right. So I'm Rachel Harper. I'm your mental health and wellness specialist. And what that means is I help individuals, men and women, I educate and empower them to reassess their physical and their emotional well-being. All right. How do they do that? By deciding which life choices are they going to make. Which life choices will you make in order to reach your John 10:10 life? What is a John 10:10 life? It says what the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy on the front end. But on the back end, God said, I came so that you may have life and have life more abundant. See, unfortunately, what many of us do is we don't go towards that second half of John 10:10. We stay on the front half where the enemy comes to steal our peace, to destroy our joy. It's destroying our health, destroying our minds, our bodies, our spirits, right? And so it's about gravitating towards the better direction, the second half of John 10:10. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So there are different characteristics that we often expect from our own doctors, right? What are some of those characteristics? We expect them to be patient. We expect them to have sympathy. We expect them to have an open mind, right? When we go to the doctor's office, we expect them to have an open mind about what we're telling them and sharing with them. We expect them to have vigilance, right? Vigilance over the changes in our own conditions, our physical conditions, our emotional conditions, our mind, our bodies. We also expect our doctors to have close monitoring, right? To understand everything that we are going through. We want them to have this detailed knowledge about our own history, right? That's what we would prefer in a doctor. Now, there are some other characteristics or bad qualities that we would hate to see in our doctors, right? We would hate for them to be indifferent. You come into the doctor's office, you see them, they go, I don't know. Okay, you're fine. You're all right, right? We would hate for them to be indifferent. We would hate for them to deny our pain, right? That's the big thing that's going on right now. We're seeing that when it comes to women who are giving childbirth, a lot of them are being denied the fact that they're actually going through pain, right? Many doctors don't even believe them, right? So denying their pain, their symptoms. We don't want our doctors to have worry or anxiety as soon as we come into their office, right? So we don't want them to have anxiety, or as soon as you tell them about your symptoms or about your physical self, we don't want them to show up and be worried or have this anxiety. We want them to be cool, right? We don't want them to lack information. We don't want them to have guesswork. And we also don't want them to have these needless treatments when we show up. But here's the thing. This is why I talk about those different characteristics of doctors. See, the doctors that you're going to, they are not your first order of business. All right. They're not your first order of business. They're not your first advocate. You're your first advocate. So when it comes to those characteristics, guess what? You should be the one who have those characteristics, the good qualities. You should be able to have patience with yourself, have sympathy over yourself, right? Have an open mind of what's going on with yourself physically and emotionally. Be vigilant over those conditions, over the changes that's happening with you, right? You should have that characteristic. You should have close monitoring of your mind, your body, and your spirit. Have an understanding of yourself, having a detailed knowledge of your history. What are some of the things that you commonly stress about or worry about or have anxiety about, right? You want to have an understanding of those things. So you should be your first advocate. Don't allow the doctors to be your first advocate or the therapist to be your first advocate. You be the first advocate over your mind, over your body, and over your spirit. So now my original question was, did you know that one of the best ways to maintain your physical and your emotional well-being is not with the things in your medicine cabinet? It's just not. All right. So by the time you're reaching for that Tylenol, or by the time you're reaching for the Midol or whatever it is you're reaching for, you have to understand that you already have symptoms. The headache that you have, the achy back, or the all those things that you're feeling, right? You already have symptoms. So, what I want to stress to you is that there is a much more powerful way to live your life and live in well being than to just reach for all the things in your medicine cabinet. So, what is that much more powerful way? That is having a self healing lifestyle. That means up front, I'm going to take care of myself. That means the stress that I'm dealing with, I'm going to know how to advocate for myself when it comes to stress. That means I'm going to know how to create boundaries. That means I'm going to know how to change my perspective of situations that's happening before they actually attack my mind and attack my body, right? So it's about having that prevention and having that maintenance and creating a lifestyle out of that. So the question is, what would that actually even look like? So, one, here's some strategies for you. Having healthier food choices. Your food is actually going to be the number one way to start maintaining and preventing a lot of those illnesses that you're going through, a lot of the chronic illnesses, the high blood pressure, even the stress, the depression. There's a study out right now where they took some individuals who had clinical depression and they actually gave them different foods to actually help them. And what they realized in those individuals is that it actually decreased their depression based off the foods that they were choosing. So when it comes to your food choices, listen, don't just choose foods based off the fact that it just tastes good. Choose foods wisely. Choose foods based off of their healing purposes, right? Choose foods that's going to heal your mind, that's going to heal your blood pressure, that's going to lower your cholesterol, that's going to reduce that cortisol, right, that you're getting from stress. There are actually food choices that you can make that would actually heal your body. So when you are going into the supermarket or you're going to the Walmart, whatever it is that you're going, make sure that you are choosing foods based off of the healing that you are trying to receive. So if you have blood pressure, high blood pressure, choose foods that's going to help you in that area. Stress, anxiety, there's actually different food choices that can help you in that area. All right. Now, the second thing, not just choosing healthier food choices, but actually choosing exercises, right? There are different routines and exercises that you can choose. Now, many of us don't even like exercise. They don't like to hear us talking about exercise. As soon as you say the word exercise, everybody runs. But here's the thing about exercise. Exercise is actually one of those healing things for you. So we're not just doing things just to do things for vain metrics. We're not just doing things just to make ourselves look better, but we want to do things to help ourselves feel better inside and out, right? That's critical. That's important. So it is recommended any amount of exercise is better than none. Any amount of exercise is better than none. But also, this is the recommendation 30 to 60 minutes. Can you go 30 to 60 minutes a day? Can you go 30 to 60 minutes 3 times a week? Right? Or maybe you can park your car further from the grocery store instead of, trying to get the closest spot because then you can get more steps in. Right? So it's about working smarter and not working harder. But here's another way. I'm going to give you this third way, this third secret. All right, to make sure that you are maintaining your physical and your emotional well-being. Change your perspective. Change your perspective. So based on the things that you are going through, whatever it is that you're going through, sometimes it is not even about what you're going through. It's about how you're seeing what you're going through. It is about changing your perspective. How do you see the situation? How do you see the divorce? How do you see the breakup? How do you see the new baby? How do you see the new job? How do you see what it is that you're going through, right? Sometimes it is about changing your perspective, seeing it different. So that way you can reduce that stress, reduce that anxiety, reduce that fatigue, that emotional fatigue, reduce all of that frustration. It is about reducing. So it is about living a lifestyle of maintenance and prevention by understanding how to even go about doing that. All right. So, what types of preventative care? Ask yourself these questions. I'm gonna leave you with these questions. What types of preventative care does my insurance cover? Right. So if you have, I know, for example, Blue Cross Blue Shield, we have preventative measures. They'll say, well, you can reduce how much you pay into your copays or how much you pay monthly just by taking 10,000 steps a month, going into the portal and then writing down or inserting how many steps you took that month, right? And so there are actually different things that can help you. So what types of preventative care does my insurance cover? Answer that question. Which healthy choice is the most important for me? So it is about personalizing your exercise, personalizing the foods. Sometimes we go on Pinterest, we go on YouTube, we got these fitness models, and we're trying to just see what everybody else is doing. But you got to understand that everybody has a different health journey. Everybody has a different emotional journey. Everybody deals with stress different, anxiety different, all those different situations. So you have to ask which choice is going to be most important for me, not just so I can look good, but so that I can feel good inside and out. And I can personalize what it is that I'm doing. All right. That's important. Number three, how often should I exercise? You got to know how to answer that question. Do you know how to answer that question? How often should I exercise? Some people want to say 7 days a week. Some people want to say every day. Some people say, 3 days a week. You got to know what works for you. What are your numbers? What is your cholesterol numbers? What is your blood pressure? How much stress do you have? All of those things are going to play a factor into what it is that you're doing. And so that's why I say you got to go back to understand what is your history. You got to know your history. You got to know yourself. You got to observe your symptoms, because when it comes to symptoms, nobody else knows your symptoms. Only you do. All right. And then last question, when should I start getting screened for certain conditions? When should I start getting screened for certain cancers or certain conditions? It is important for you to know that stuff. See, here's the thing. When I worked in corporate America, one of the things that they say, it doesn't matter what you don't know. If you got it wrong, you have to find the answer. You got to look for the answer. You got to know the answer. You got to understand the answer. All right. You got to look for the answer. It doesn't matter. I don't know is not an answer. So as you're moving into 2023, I don't know is not an answer anymore. You got to learn how to invest in knowledge, learn how to invest in your health, learn how to invest in your emotional well-being, learn how to invest in you. You got to invest in yourself, because when you don't, guess what? It's going to cost you more. So you might think that hospital visit is going to cost you a lot, not knowing it's going to cost you even more. Right? So learn how in 2023 that what is the pathway to abundance? John 10:10. The pathway to abundance is knowing. The pathway to abundance is knowledge. The pathway to abundance is understanding. The pathway to abundance is not leaving yourself out back. The pathway to abundance is understanding that you are in the center of your life, and everything else needs to orbit around it. You got to start prioritizing you. Prioritize your knowledge, prioritize your health, prioritize your emotional healing, right? Healing is a big thing. Many of us, we wait until we have to go and see a therapist. You can start healing today, just based off of how you view the perspective, change your perspective of how you see the situation you're going through, right? Learn how to reduce your stress. Okay. So as we are moving into 2023, know how to change your perspective, know how to heal, know how to choose food so that you can heal, know how to do all the things. All right. So go ahead, as I end this, go ahead and play this back so you can write down a lot of these questions that I talked about, because 2023, listen, it's time to reset. We got to start doing things different in 2023. If you want to have 2023 look like 2022, do these three things. Keep those same habits, keep those same behaviors, and keep those same beliefs. Because what a lot of people are going to do as we are moving into December 31st, they're going to start talking about vision boards. Now, if you want your vision board to collect dust, don't change your habits, don't change your behaviors, and don't change your beliefs. Just keep Oprah on that vision board. And all that year, start thinking about Oprah, seeing what you put on the board, and then not doing anything. It's about executing. It's about moving. All right. So as you move into 2023, start moving. So this is what I want to offer you. As you are moving into December 31st, Saturday, I have a masterclass just for you. This masterclass is called Pathway to Abundance. It's going to help you move in a different direction. It's going to help you do life different. It's going to help you move through the ultimate life reset. I'm going to show you how to move different when it comes to your physical and your emotional well-being. So make sure you go to the link and join me this week, this Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. All right, it's general admission for the masterclass. It is the last masterclass of the year. So make sure you are coming in. Make sure you register. You don't want to miss this last masterclass of the year, because like I said before, everybody else is going to tell you what, get a vision board together. Throw some stuff, some pretty pictures. I'm going to show you how to do a pretty vision board. Okay, cool. But can you show me actually how to change my life? Can you show me how to do life different? So that's when I want to show you how to do that. So make sure you go to the link in my bio. Go ahead and download. There's a few things there you can download. As you get there, it's called the Ultimate Life Reset. You can download that if you don't want to wait until Saturday. If you want to start moving faster, you can download that. But also make sure you don't forget to register for the masterclass that is going to be this Saturday from 1 to 3. And don't forget, listen, if you really want to do big and better and be move in a real better direction in 2023, join VIP. Join VIP. VIP is for those movers and shakers who understand that they got to do things different. They don't have time to just sit in a 2-hour class, just sit and get. They're really trying to do something big and different. They're trying to do big, bold things and really move towards the pathway of abundance. So make sure you get that VIP ticket when you come in. All right. So go ahead and share this broadcast with some others who would also deserve a mind body reset strategy that I just showed you here. And then I will see you in class. I will see you Saturday. Go ahead and register. Don't drag your feet, save your seat. I'll see you Saturday.